Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are looking at I guess a rebuilt truck. It's not brand new to the game, but it has been resurrected, that's the word. This is the Hayes Clipper. It's been resurrected by 850 Modding, who has taken over all of Mason's Modshop's works. And this is, I guess, his first real release of anything that he's had, over from Mason's. And for those of you that have the truck, not a whole lot is upgraded. I mean, there are some additional things for sure, some additional nodes and customization. The biggest thing that you want to know about this is that ever since 1.51 introduced the interior shadows, that has been thrown into this truck. So people are still kind of racing to get that into all of their trucks, whether they be new, resurrected, or just updated. But that has been done by 850 Modding. So yeah, we're going to take a look at it. It's kind of a build and drive today. I'll show you all the different nodes and options, and then we're going to take a short drive. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start off. We've got a flat top for sure. Definitely expecting that, especially if you have the if you've already had this truck in the past. But we're going to notice that we have a flat top and we have a day cab. But notice how these are the square hoods. You also have both of those options. Here's the day cab in a needle nose version, and the flat top also comes in a needle nose version. And I kind of like the needle nose, to be honest with you. I think that's what we're going to be driving today. So we'll go on to the chassis, and what we have is a long 6x4, a short 6x4, and a long 8x4, so we get that lift axle. That makes it pretty long for sure. Engines that come with this, there are quite a few. I didn't really add any to these. Actually, I lied. I did add one. It was the no, I didn't. It was the Zeemods C16. That's what we're going to be driving today. But we get a whole mix that are just I didn't add any of these. A whole bunch of Cummins, a whole bunch of ISX, if that's what you want to run into it. 3406E, big cam, 8V92s. Basically the whole line. It just comes with these already calibrated. Obviously, just because it comes with all these doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. You obviously have to have the engine and have it installed in your mod. I only say that because I made a pretty rookie move and I forgot to add the C16 into this profile. But that's what happens when you're running like 11 different profiles, right? As far as the transmission goes, pretty standard stuff. I actually loaded this up with the Real Eaton Fuller cast add-on, but I ended up not really using it. As you're going to see, we're actually using a Spicer 20 speed. It's a 5.4, and I did some research, and I did find a couple that did have a Spicer in them, specifically a 5.4, and whenever I see that, and I'm always trying to make it realistic, you know that we're going to be driving a 5.4, so that's what is in store. Nothing to do for the interior here. It's just kind of as is in terms of, you don't get a color pick or anything like that. But there are quite a few nodes once we go ahead and click in here. On the gauges, we can go chrome or we can go chrome and black, which is actually something that I like a lot more. There's a few different steering wheels. Of course, you can have none for those of you that zoom everything in, and you've got your nice dashboard. And I still haven't tried that yet. I probably should try that now that I've got a dashboard built. So we've got a steering wheel with a gray logo, gray with no logo, white with logo, white with no logo. We've already done the gauges. That's let's see here. This is the section down below here in blue. You can get that polar bear there, or that grizzly bear there. We can also do that in gray, in red, in tan, and white. And there's several sections of this truck, the top, the side panel, and the back, that we're also going to be able to do in all of those colors. That's the air filter that isn't going to do anything. Here's the top. We can, the top of the dashboard, never mind. And again, the same thing, you get various See, this is what's kind of cool here is you don't just get one tan, you get like a darker tan, a lighter tan, same thing that happens in the red, but you also get them in gray, you get them in green, you can get it in brown. You got a few more colors for the dashboard than you do for the other panels. You can even do it in white. That looks pretty good. As far as the dash goes, you've got, I think, 4 different types of wood. Here's the first type of wood, number 2, number 3, and number 4. 3 and 4 are probably my favorites, or you can just go with a color and just go gray or white, which also doesn't look bad at all. This is kind of cool, this console. You can have this entire console here, or you can just have it taken out entirely and replaced with a CB. So I think we're going to have personal preferences on that for sure. Cabinet sets, you've got different slots. Mine are grayed out, and I don't know why. Maybe just a compatibility thing. I don't know if that's like a Sissel thing. D-padding, so that's going to be this area right here. We can change that one to white. Black and brown mix. That's kind of cool. I don't think I've seen that before, where you have the tufting and the little button in the middle, have it be a different color. That's pretty stylish. Yeah, so I'm just kind of, or you can just go with the red, the gray, the blue, kind of whatever you want to match this lower section to match the upper section and everything. Door panel, you can have that probably to match whatever you're going to have here, I would imagine. So probably have it in white to match that. As far as the seats go, you can have, and here, oh, here's another section where they have different shades, and it's actually not really shades, but it's different styles. So whenever you have I wish this was gray 1 and gray 2 versus the same label, but you'll see if you click on the different reds, you actually have, that one didn't change. Okay, that one didn't change. Here's green, and the other one, see, it changes. And for gray and green, maybe that's just kind of an oversight. But that is kind of cool that you get not just different colors, but you get the different seat types. And this will be for that back wall. Let's go ahead and bring in a mix again. Oh, that's pretty cool. And your usual suspects back here. Trying to customize that color. And you got the vent pad. You can make that whatever you want, white, red, gray. But basically going with colors. And you even got colors kind of up there. It's kind of hard to see, but you can get, I guess if you spun your way into the back, then you'd be able to tell a little bit more. It's platting, so there's the back. You can do all kinds of colors on this. There's the blanket in 3 different varieties. Did I do this one? Nope. Go ahead and throw a guitar back there. It's always kind of bugged me, that guitar. It seems like just so oversized. Looks more like a bass. Anyway, I believe that's most of the interior. Can't do anything with the shifter, but look at that shifter. I mean, some of the Hays that were built in the 60s, they were built in the 70s, and you would expect to have this little air valve for the range in there. And I love the modeling of these buttons up here. Even though we can't change anything up there, you don't really need to. Obviously, we've got, we'll get to this on the outside, but we do have a grizzly bear up there. We are going to select that just so you can see what it looks like. Got to be able to place our GPS. You only get one spot for it, but I find that it's placed perfectly. Doesn't get in the way, and it's easy to see. Hanging item, customize whatever you want. Probably do like a Hell Creek Ranch or something like that. Anti-glare. This is cool. You get these anti-glare lights in here. Boom. Not too bad. And then sun visor we'll see from the outside. 3 different styles of mirror. So we get this standard one. We get the one with the little convex mirror. And then we get the bigger one that's stretched out. And basically these are going to come in different you get chrome with lights, as you'll see. Then you get your painted varieties. But it's just those 3 actual mirror shapes and styles. But then you can do a whole bunch with it, whether you want chrome or whether you want paint. I believe that pretty much wraps up the interior. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in terms of paint jobs. And I only say that because you actually get an entire paint package with this. And you can change these colors too. I'm just going to go through a few of these designs. Click through so you can see some I think some skins that really, so there's 7 of them, that really like match the style. You don't get anything crazy like something that you might do on like a show truck on a 379 or something like that. I particularly like this one, even though you can't change the colors on it. I do like the overall shapes. It just seems to fit the truck in my mind. So I guess it's just the first 2 that you can actually change the color on. And then you've got some standard colors, and I always like it when you can do both a custom color as well as a metallic. So if I wanted to slap a metallic red on there, make that secondary color black, or make that secondary color something like a darker red, so it's not quite so obvious. All right, on to the exterior accessories, and there are quite a few. It'll take us a little bit of a minute here. Chrome with custom lights. Again, these are the next 4 are also labeled chrome with custom lights, but you don't really. So the labels, you just have to click on them. I do like the fact that some of these come pre-configured. As you've listened to me do build-in drives before, I don't like sitting there and spending 20 minutes just on clicking every node for these lights. But we're going to click through a few of them. There's a different shape bumper, but also with the predetermined lights. Of course, you can go with the paint. And then this is kind of cool. This is set up as Heavy Logger 1, which I really like. Really like this number 2 here with this extra guard in front of it. Here's number 3. And these actually have some nodes if you want to add to it. We got 2 more. Heavy Logger 4, the best. Not bad. And Heavy Logger 5. Again, they just took that sign away and went ahead and went with the custom lights there. But they already have some that are pre-configured too. That's probably the best combination. You know what? There's a couple that I missed. Black Heavy for needle. So, okay, I guess that one's only for the needle nose, obviously, because that pops up and has to be that same shape as the needle nose on the front. That one's actually cool with the chains. I missed that. And here's Black Heavy. There you go. So that'll be a really realistic look, especially if you're going to build a logger. And I kind of want to go a little bit out of order because I wanted to show you guys something. There's the deck plate and there's the trailer cables. This is not really for the trailer cables. I mean, yes, the trailer cables do move, but really that node should be for a headache rack. And you got all kinds of lights on. So there's a ProTech. Here's an Iconic right there. Loving all the options, and it already has some pre-configured there. Good with the red headache rack, black cables under. So it does do something with the actual with this stand here. It takes a stand away. But I was looking forever and I didn't see anything. Usually you see something called a headache rack. You got to go to the trailer cables. That's what's going to get you these racks, and this is more like a true logging trailer, and it matches pretty good with that front end that we have on the bumper. Headache rack black. Okay, that'll get you the stand back again, and then your stock has no rack and just that. I would absolutely go with this one for sure, and you can even put a few extra lights on here if you want to. So that's I think people would want to know about that for sure. You can do all kinds of things with these lights. Change the different eyelashes. You can have the inner light have the eyelash, the outer light, or both of them. So there's just the inner, then here's just the outer, or this top one does both. And these are all different options for the grill. There's tons of different options and different screens and protectors and stuff that you can actually get on here. Just going through and clicking some of these nodes so you can see. There we go. Going through and see the insert for the paint. That isn't actually paint, it's blue. So you can actually get this in different colors too. You can make it green, you can make it red, you can make it white. So all kinds of options there. Protection. This is going to be a screen that comes in front of it. That one doesn't seem to do a whole lot, but now you start to get these bars, the X pattern here. And I wish, just another thing, obviously not Not ragging on anyone here, but it would be nice if these like here these are 4 options and they just all say chrome. Can you give me a little bit of a description instead of having to click on all of these? Ornament, well, let's go ahead and check on it. I'll actually move up on it. Whoop. I got my track IR on. There's the grizzly bear, as you can see. All right, let's get out of that mode. A lot of these are for the interior. It's kind of hard to see what matches with what. But let's go to the visor. Where is it? Sun visor, you've got many options. And actually, let's start at the top. Unfortunately, most of them say chrome. It doesn't give you any sort of indicator like bow tie or low or normal or standard. So I'm just going to click through these. That was all the chrome ones. Now we have all the paints. Basically, you're just going to get the same shapes, but they're all going to be in paint now. So what is that? 5 options? 4 options? Yeah, 4 paints, 4 chromes. Pretty good. This is your glow. So what you will see, I would assume inside the cab. Usually I like to just keep it with standard orange. And you can switch it to parking lights or the beacons, which is really cool. Cabin lights, we just keep it stock, or you can go with new red. So this is kind of cool. You get a different look, but you don't actually have to hit on each node and click on them. Or you can go with the orange. I think we'll probably just leave it stock. Maybe a few that I'm missing here. That might be for the inside, a node that we already clicked on. We can also put the AC up on here, which is cool. We can get some beacons, and there are so many options for beacons. Basically what you have is you can get them in clear, or you can get them in orange, and the different oranges are the different patterns. So you can see, if I turn on the lights here, we'll click on all of the oranges and you can see the different patterns that are there. Unfortunately, yes, so these are all looking kind of like LEDs, which is cool, but you know, I'm talking about a haze. It's an older truck. I'd like to see some of those rotary ones. That it's about as close as you get to it, but it clearly looks digital. So those are all the patterns, and obviously those come in orange and in white, or clear rather. Right, what else we got? There's the exhaust. So I'll just kind of scroll through these in really no particular order. Chrome 1, 10. Oh, 10. I missed 10 before. It's got the little flappers on top. What do you call those things? That's cool. I'm going to put that on my truck. 11, 12, 13, 14. Crazy. Just mixing them up. This would be really great to be like, because obviously the first ones were more like a 6 and this is more like an 8 inch. So it would be nice to have that label, that I don't have to click on these, because especially when you're talking about sometimes when trucks update, something gets screwy and you have to just sell the truck and you have to build it again. Then you have to go through and find out which one was it. And there are actually 20 of them in here. I'm just going through a few right now, so you can see all the options, and they seem to be very out of order as well. In terms of 6-inch, 8-inch, and the shape, it's just kind of random. It's taking a bit for them to come in. We've got a few more. We'll go through all of them, so you can see if your desired shape is actually in the game. And there's the last one right there. All right. That's all inside. Exhaust. The wall, I think, yeah, that was inside. We already picked that as a mix. Let's go ahead and take a look at the air filters. Right there. Air filter comes in painted or painted. So I guess they just drop it low, although the whole thing is still chrome itself. Then there's chrome 1 and chrome 2. What's the difference between this painted and this chrome? Okay, so this area right here, not the actual filter, gets painted. And if I click on this other one, that area turns chrome right now. There it is. For the motor, you can go ahead and pick it out. We put in a C16, so let's go with yellow for cat. Front fender blinker. Oh yeah, you can get this in clear, or you can get it in orange color. Steps. Let's go on to steps. We've got all kinds of steps, and they have a few varieties of the chrome, a few varieties of the color, which is always nice. But I don't really have any descriptions here in the names, so I'm just going to click through them. But some of them are really cool. You got the painted standard. You got the painted with the markers. That's kind of cool. Let me see, standard. Okay, the markers are down here. I'm going to click on it. Yeah, there you go. But look at that shape. Look at that style. That's definitely a classic truck. Undercab. Okay, so this is for underglow. You're supposed to have slots, and maybe I just don't see them. I'm going to try walking up to them, similar to what you have to do with Dro's stuff, Dro modding. I'm not seeing any nodes for it, to be honest with you. So we're just going to go ahead and skip that. Yes, click on this again so I can start to orbit again, maybe. Come on. Okay, those are your cab panels. Half chrome, half. I kind of like those. Full chrome. You go the entire length. And again, I really like that these come pre-configured. So if you want to click on the nodes, you can. If you don't want to and you just want to get out on the road, you absolutely can. Hub cover. What's the hub cover? Okay, oh yeah, these are the ends. You can get black old tank and you can get black new tank. And they do change locations kind of based on where which tank you pick. Speaking of which, let's go and look at those options right now. You can get it in chrome. You can get it in chrome. You can get it in, and this is what I like, chrome box. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen anything in that exact shape. I've seen them, they're more squared off, or rectangular, but that's kind of cool. Then you can get it with the custom lights. I think there's one where you can actually have nodes on here. Chrome with custom lights, another chrome with custom lights. Painted. So just the straps are painted. And with this is actually a completely different shape, or a different size, or they're just different straps. Painted with custom lights. Again, painted with custom lights. Nice. Okay, so tons of options. We're actually seeing quite a few, which is very promising because I'm always thinking like, okay, whenever a truck gets taken over from another person, like you got to understand like this person 850 modding is taking over, and I always wonder what is their incentive. Are they taking over just to and I don't know 850 modding at all. I know of him. I don't know him personally. I don't know what his object. He seems like a really cool guy. I see him on Discord all the time. But like, is he trying to, sweep in and get some extra cash for it? Is this a person that's going to try to stay true to the original developer? Is this someone that's going to take it off on, basically take it on their own and go with it in a completely different direction? You just never know. But he seems to be putting in quite a few options and making sure that everything stays up to date. Not to mention, like I said before, getting the interior shadows in, which is definitely a plus. They're just going through the rear fenders right now. As you can see, there's a ton of them. There's definitely a few options on these fenders and bumpers and fuel tanks and just a whole bunch of options. So this, I thought it was just for the flaps, but actually what happens here is this changes the entire rear end. So there's the blacked out, there's the stock. Here's another stock. This one will have the lights and the flaps. Style 1 will go up a little bit in style there. I'm probably gonna go blacked out for sure. Kind of matches with the black headache rack and this black bumper. So quite a few options, and I may have even missed one or two. Sometimes you got to get at a certain angle to be able to see all these notes. I think I've got most of them now. Steps, under cab. Yeah, I think I've hit all of them. Most of those things are inside. So those are all the options on the Hayes Clipper, in game from 850 modding, originally from Mason Mods. So it's good to see. And I guess we found out probably a couple weeks ago that 850 modding had taken over, but it's nice to see how quick he's actually getting on these to say, hey guys, let's get these things back in the game. Let's get them updated and with the new features like the interior shadows. Hats off to 850 Modding. I drove it once. I've only had time to drive it once. Drives really nice. My only concern is you'll see it's a little bit rough on that if you have that convex mirror looking out the passenger side. It's not even that it's blocked by any part of the A-frame or anything like that, or like a split in the window. It's just at such a weird angle that no matter how you move it, it just looks like you can only see one sliver at a time. It's just that's my only thing. So obviously I didn't do anything with the tires and wheels here, but I'm just kind of giving you all the main options that come with this thing, and there are quite a few. So that is the build portion. Let's go ahead and get in it, take a short drive, and I'll be back with you right now. Okay, so we've got our truck built, and we decided to go with kind of a blue. It's actually more of a teal. We'll see that when the sun comes up a little bit more. I went ahead and threw in Zeemods Cat C16. It's a 600 horsepower version, and the Spicer 5.4 that I have today has a 411 differential. Give us a little bit more ability to pull out of certain spots, especially since we might be taking some dirt roads and getting off the pavement a little bit. But that's basically what's going on here. We got Pister's Manic Logging Trailer. We're here in El Dorado in Arkansas. There is an off chance, I doubt it, but there is an off chance that, I'm always looking for dynamic loading. About 4 or 5 days ago, Pister had mentioned that for his Manic Logging Trailer, he was in the process of working on dynamic loading and was moving on very shortly to the testing. I haven't heard any announcements. I would assume maybe he wants to make sure it's working good before he releases it, obviously. Quality control, he's definitely known for that. Hats off to Pister. But I thought I would give it a shot just in case maybe I missed an update or I missed an announcement or an email or something. We're here going to try to do dynamic loading in Arkansas, but it must be noted that even with the SCS trailer, I never had any offloading in El Dorado, and I never got any pickups in El Dorado. Only got him about 50% of the time, and it was definitely at a different place. So we're going to go ahead and give it a shot nonetheless. So basically what we got to do is we got to pull up here on the left. We got our 4-ways on. Get that C16 going. We get on our beacons. We got beacons on the Pister Manic. We actually have them on the side of the cab, on the door. That's a pretty cool option. And we've got them up top, and that's the flash pattern that I decided to go with. Got kind of a crazy alternating strobe pattern on them. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this, get the parking brake off, and we'll go ahead and move forward in one direct. Oh, let me get that up there so you can see it. Got to do a little bit of crazy maneuvering to get into this spot. Should be fine though. Make sure we can get around all those logs on the ground. Don't have very much visibility, and I'm going to chalk that up actually to just the time of the day. Alright, so it's gone green, so we're not going to get a dynamic loading. That's what I figured. But nonetheless, I thought we'd give it a shot. Ooh, didn't even, kind of barely made it in there anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and grab these logs. Oh, I got to stop the engine. I knew that. Getting ahead of myself here. Alright, so what we've got loaded up here is a load of mixed brown extended logs, and they're going to run us 66,150 pounds. We're taking these from here in El Dorado up to Harrison, also in Arkansas. So it's about a 2.5-hour drive, as you can see. I'm going to leave that route advisor up at the top so you can see what gear I'm in. Again, for the auxiliary, top left, as you can see in the camera, bottom right. Doesn't matter what gear I'm in. This is always low, top left. Go to bottom low, and that's under. Then bottom right is direct, and top right is over. So those are the 4 that we've got. And the shift pattern that we've got, bottom left, first, second, third, bottom right is 4th, top right is 5th, so that when we get to 5th over, we got, what do they call them? 2 sticks to the dash, something like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get going. Do enough jabbering here. Did I zoom in? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we got our 4 ways on. We still got our beacons. Let's go ahead and put it in 1 under. Looks like we're clear. Yeah, we can't see anything. That might just be the time of the day. I have noticed that the tack is off a little bit. It says that I'm at about 18 right now. So if you're looking at it, it says 2,000. I'm really only at 1,700, which actually matches a lot better with the ear. Go ahead and get our beacons off, and we'll get our 4-ways off as well. Well, that was a bad one. We'll have to try that. Maybe I'll leave it on there so we can do another one. Is it going to change? Maybe because I'm not going that fast. That was a little bit better. I'd rather see something like over here. That's kind of what I was looking for. She's looking good. She looks good from the inside and the out. Skipped over direct, went right to over. I think we're going to be just fine with this 600 horsepower. And we're going out to the left. Another pile of logs there. Yeah, really am looking forward to getting this Manic loaded up with dynamic loading. I thought it would have been out by now. Not to rush Pista or anything. No complaining. I just was hoping I didn't miss anything. And traffic seems to be spawning in right around the corner there. Maybe we'll be good now. Oh, thought he was farther away. I thought he was farther along. We're just going to go ahead and skip straight up into second. I'm just floating it, doing it by ear. Taking it out around 20, back in around 15, 14 and a half, 1450. And then I'm going to go straight from under to over, skipping through direct. And then I'm pretty much going to follow a lot of the under, direct, and over from here on out. As soon as I get into 4, I can actually skip right into 4 direct though. The difference between direct and under in 4th gear is not very big at all. Something you gotta kind of look at, and it's different with every Spicer setup. Is not the distance between every gear is created equally. This is kind of killing me here. I gotta get this thing lined up. I was off kilter for some reason. Felt weird trying to keep it centered. Definitely got a little bit of a climb here on an uphill. We're getting through it. Still in 4th. So again, the tax says 2,000, and we're sitting at about 1,750. Once it gets to about 1,800, I might take it like 1,850 up on a hill here. We're about right there according to my gauges, so we're going to go ahead and switch into 5th. Oh, come on, get it. Ooh, I was very high, very on the RPMs. I could have taken that directly into 5th direct. And now that we're coming up to speed, we got some flat land, and I don't know, we'll probably top out around 60. Just not right now. Guy trying to cut out in front of me. What are you doing? Hear that Jake on the C16? I haven't driven the C16 in quite a while. It's refreshing. A little change of pace. Take a closer look here at the truck. Good detail, good options. I'm really liking this truck. Yeah. Really liking this truck. This is going to be one of my go-tos. Not to mention the fact that in real life there were actually some spicers in these. And I like to play it realistic, but I also like when in reality you can get it with a spicer. Might have been pushing the luck on that. I just went straight through from 1 under, 2 under, and 3 under. Probably shouldn't have done 3. A little hard on the transmission, especially with 66,000 pounds on board. So now you take a look at the mirror, that convex mirror, it's just such a small sliver, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to pick up. And it looks about the same size no matter how you angle it. So if I go into the to change the mirrors, it's about the same size, you just see different stuff, but it's so limited, just that small sliver, and you got to lean forward a little bit. So it's definitely on my list of least accessible mirrors, and there are quite a few of them, but that's my only gripe. I love the look, I love the feel of this thing. It feels proper, it doesn't feel like it's loose, it doesn't feel like it's fallen all over the road, it feels like it's a little heavier. A lot of times that's done through the engine as well, but seems to have a good suspension on it. Even though I believe there's more suspension work that 850 Modding said he was going to do on this. It wasn't on the list of things that he was going to do for this. I think what he was explaining is there are more stuff that he wants to do, like the suspension, but he realizes doing all these things is going to make it a delayed release, and he wants to get it out. Main highlight was making sure everything was working, everything's upgraded for 1.51, and get that extra bonus interior shadows, which I swear it happens when we get out into the sun. Yeah, you can kind of see it now. Little flashes of it. Let's go ahead and get over to the left. Yeah, we actually gotta slow down. Oh, the uphill portion should help with that. We're still moving along pretty good. Hauling this, what is it, 66,000 pounds. Not too bad at all. Go ahead and check out the roof view. We got weather 8K and PNG as the base. No PNG weather. Even uphill, exceeding the speed a little bit. Let's go ahead and hit the cruise control, because I'm sure a haze would have it. What do we got to do? Keep straight. We're coming up on a light? Nah, we're still on the highway. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like those steps. It's probably one of the only steps I've seen like that it extends so far out. But I like that part is chrome, and you get paint on the, you know, where the battery box would be. And we got our custom lights on the tank. That's pretty cool. Exit left, huh? I think we're in the right lane to do that. The correct lane to do... No, we are not. We are not. Oh, we're going to crash. Oh, okay. We didn't crash. We totally cut that guy off, though. Get on the first stage. Also, if you look on the dash, so there is... I don't know what gauge that is. That's it's a big gauge And then just to the right of that, there's one big knob. It's facing down right now. I'm going to put on the Jake, and you can see it animate. So I have it set up so that I've got a button for full Jake, or I've got one of these switches that I can do in stages. I'm going to hit the stage. I'm going to hit all three of them. Actually, get in the right gear. I'm going to hit all three stages, and you'll see it animate in those stages. Ready? There's first, there's second, and then there's third. So that's kind of cool that the animation, it's not only an on-off, it actually animates with the various stages that you have. So, exit right, yeah. Very hard to see, very hard to see. And we're hitting frames. Oh man, we're down to 30 frames now. Alright, let's get the second stage. Let's see it animate. Let's go full Jake. That was my shifter. Sometimes it's still detecting when I go into third that it's first. There we go. Let's try that again. It didn't like that. We're just going to try to go directly up into second direct. We're going to have to shift down with the auxiliary. Moving forward there. That's a lot easier on the engine and transmission now. Go to direct. Since we seem to be climbing a little bit here. And since we're on a hill, I would sometimes if we're from any direct gear, sometimes I'll just go to the next one, the next main. If I'm on a hill like that, so much easier to just pop it into over. And that way, if it starts to be a hill that's holding you back a little bit and you're losing gain, you can just pop it back into direct and you don't have to worry about moving a second stick. Now, wait till we get on the flat land and then we can move it into 4, move both the sticks. It's always a pain to try to move both sticks on a hill. You don't want to do it. Leave it right there for about right now. See what it looks like out here. Up to 45 frames if I'm on the outside. 53. If I go inside though, I wonder if it has to do with the fan. There was another truck that I was driving the other day. I think it was EMT Mods 9600. In one of the latest updates, they added a TV and an animated fan. I don't know how much, because the fan is constantly moving. I don't know how much that plays into frames per second or not, but there is also a fan in this one. Yeah, we'll just leave it right here because we're dropping in RPMs. Yeah, we're about 27 minutes out. Not bad. Turn left. You gotta let me over, well, you don't have to. Totally legit. Totally legit. Yeah, down to 26 frames, 26, 27. It might have to do with the fan. What if I tilt my head down and keep the fan out of it? Because this happened to me in this truck toward the end of the drive as well. Could be my graphics card just heating up. Maybe I need to get rid of PNG altogether on this one. I'm going to switch blinkers on. And go back up into 5th. Yeah, I could have gone to direct there. So both 4th and 5th, you can go from the previous main gear and over, and you can go right into direct if you still got that momentum. Like, don't do it on a hill. Coming in hot. Coming in hot. Let's go down to 3rd. Go to 3rd low. That seems about right. Get our Jake off. See some scenery here. Thought I was going to skip under. That didn't work. It's good to experiment. But I probably could have taken my own advice. It's kind of hard to skip unless you're in like first or second when you're on a hill. Which way are we going? Oh, how about let's go right. I don't know if I've been to this site before. Proceed to unloading area. Obviously, about a 50-50 shot is what I'm getting with the SES logging trailer, but I doubt that we're going to get any sort of dynamic stuff. I really think that Pister would have made the announcement. I mean, I didn't update the trailer, so it's not like it's going to magically happen. Alright, let's see where we're going. Put the brakes on. I'll be right back. Okay, that one's a little interesting. A couple different things we could do. We could go up off the pavement and make a right-hand turn. We'd probably snag on those logs right there. We could go around the right side, come out, but then we'd be doing... might have a blind. I'm going to try to go around to the left and see what happens. It's a little tight, though. That's for sure. Get our beacons on so everyone knows. Get our five ways. Yeah, our 5 ways. Brand new thing. We don't even have 4 ways. They're 5. Still getting 33 frames. I don't know. I think there's something to this truck that it's a combination of the truck and the graphics. It's not playing well with me. Well, back up to 46. Wonder if we can turn around to the right. We have enough room here. And still get around all those logs on the ground. And that mirror does absolutely nothing. The other thing that sucks is usually with a day cab, I have a day cab, right? Pick the day cab. Yeah, usually with the day cab I'll get a window, but no window in this one. That might be a cool option. It'll help a whole lot on blind backs too. Go up a little farther. But yeah, it's definitely challenging with that mirror placement there on the right, on the passenger side, being able to direct it in. Go back a little quicker. We'll go back in under. Reverse under. For those of you that don't know, however many auxiliary gears you have in all the other main gears, that's how many you have in reverse. I'm going to snag on these logs. So let's go ahead and get over here in a hurry. And get over there early. I think that'll work out pretty good for us. Can't really see what's going on the right. Yeah. A little bit of correction with that convex. I mean, yeah, I can pull up a little bit. Let me go ahead and zoom in. That's not really doing anything for me. That's not doing any... I pretty much have to look at what's happening on the left. Let's go forward a little bit. There we go. Line that thing up. Put it into reverse low. Pretty much I just look on the left, and if I can start to see the end of the trailer, I know I'm going too far over. That's pretty much how I'm playing it right now. I could move that main mirror over a little bit more. For sure, that convex is doing nothing for me. Alright, we'll call that good. Park brake on. Our 4 ways or 5 ways, we'll get those off. Beacon is off, parking lights on only. Get the windows up. And welcome to Harrison here in Arkansas. Oh, get the truck off. That's the second time I forgot to do that today. So, cool little drop-off spot. Running these logs. Can't wait till dynamic loading from Pister's Manic. But it was a fun little drive. I like the haze. I really do. Inside and out. I was looking at a couple different haze trucks. I think, yeah, I think it was Mason Mods. I just didn't pull the trigger on them. And I I also was looking at the, I believe, is it Chaos Shadow Walker? Chaos Shadow Walker has a haze. And I just, that's kind of a love-hate relationship with Chaos Shadow Walker. So, long story. But finally decided to go with the one from 850. I have, I think, all of his trailers, if not, all but one. And really liked the guy, really liked the trailer, so I thought I'd show him a little bit of support. Nice to see that he's taken over Mason Modshop and really, being serious about it and coming out with these updates that, for people that have been wanting to get this truck for quite a while, myself included. Anyway, if you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and give the thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Hit that notification button so you can see all my episodes. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those below too. But I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.